This is hard for me to talk about, but for anybody who's been watching my channel, I have to talk about it. I surrendered Millie, my dog, to a adoption agency. That was really hard for me. Yet, I think it was best. You know, those Yorkies, which I didn't know, I accepted her because I didn't want her to go to some bad place. So I took her, and I wasn't really ready for another dog. And my dog had just passed last October, like 4 months before. Anyway, the place I took her, they charge people to adopt dogs, and the charge starts at $300 and goes up. I saw one for $650. I haven't seen Millie posted yet, so I don't know what's going on there, but I know they got to give her shots and other things, you know, whatever. They chip them, and they do some stuff before they put them up for adoption. So anyway, Yorkies have medical issues, and as she gets older, they almost all have tracheal issues. The trachea collapses, and they need surgery. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. And if you don't do the surgery, then they're in pain. It's hard for them to breathe. And I don't want to go through that. I don't want her to go through that. And I think it would be better if she gets a family that can spend more time with her, and that is a little more active than I am. Maybe she'll have a backyard and be able to play and run around. Maybe they'll even have another dog. She can play with the other dog. I think I pray that she's going to be okay and have a good dog life. And I trust that she will. I ask God to give it to her. If it's His will, that'll happen, and I think it will. I have faith. So I'll tell you, I cried. I still choke up. It's been a few days. And I don't have a regret, though. I think it was right. It was the right thing. It's just hard. She had fleas. And they can take her to the vet and treat the fleas. Just even going to the vet just to treat the fleas is going to cost a bunch of money. The dog food I was buying for was a lot of money. She'd eat some of it sometimes, and sometimes she wouldn't. And so that got to be a pain. And they're high maintenance dogs. You know, I got on Facebook group that for Yorkies, a couple of Facebook groups, and man, they all are difficult. Those are difficult dogs. So I didn't want to. I'm getting older. I'm 74, and I've got some bucket list things that I want to do that requires not having a dog. Anyway, pray for Millie. There's a bunch of dogs there. She was excited. She loves other dogs. She loves people. I think she'll do fine. But I appreciate your prayers. I left Fort Worth, Texas about a half hour ago. I just went through Azle, Texas, headed northwest. I stopped at an Allsup's gas station, travel center type of deal. And they didn't have prices on anything. And I thought, maybe I'll get a large soda from the dispenser. And then I thought, well, if I, the way prices are going today, if I pour this large soda and take it up to the counter and he tells me it's $6, I'm not going to want it. And what am I going to tell him then? Put it back in the dispenser? So I left with nothing. I went and looked at the little snacks that they have, and none of it was priced. I have to know how much something is before I take it up. I don't know, man. I wonder how they stay in business. People just buy stuff and they don't care how much it costs. I don't know. Strange to me. But I left the place, and that's going through after pulling off the road, parking, getting out of the car, all that. Then you got to get back in the car, pull back on the road. So I want to go to a place that's a little bigger truck stop or something where I can get a price on stuff. I want to get a soda so I get some caffeine in me, because I might get tired. Dollar General, that's where I'm stopping. So I went into the Dollar General and I got 2 sodas and this stupid bag of donuts, because it was only $2.75, but it's like thousands of calories. It's stupid. When I'm traveling, I get stupid. But anyway, so I come back out to the car and thinking that seemed like a little high to me, because I bought these 2 Mountain Dews, 20-ounce Mountain Dews, and it said 2 for $4. Well, one was like $2.75. She charged me $2.75 twice. So I went back in. I can't give up my buck, whatever it was that I say, $1.25. And she gave me the money, but of course, we had to walk all the way over to the thing and double check and make sure that was right. And I've heard that Dollar General, they've been sued for their practices. And you make a buck here and a buck there, and it comes out to millions of dollars for these corporations. Anyway, the world today. I looked on the map for an interesting place to stop on my way to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And there's a state park that has the second largest canyon in America, Palo Duro Canyon State Park. And I saw the pictures there on Google and it looked pretty nice, so I'm not in any big hurry to get anywhere. I'm retired, so I'm gonna stop and check it out. And I found out that the camping is $16 for a tent site, which I would get. It only has water. I don't need electric. I wouldn't even set up a tent. I'd just stay in my truck. Come on. Jeez, come on. So, this camera, it's frustrating. This will not do what I want. I'm gonna crash here. Hey, there we go. And it falls. So, falls again. I found out that the campsite is $16 for the night, plus $4 to get in the park with my senior discount. But then I noticed on the map that there's a rest area not too far from it, about a half hour. So to thinking I'm going to get there at dark. I'm not going to really set up camp. I'm just going to park and sleep. So I'll just go to the rest area, park and sleep for free, and then drive to the canyon the next morning and only pay $4 to get in the park and check out this beautiful canyon. So there's my plan. I'm headed for the rest area to get a night's sleep. And then tomorrow I'll show you this beautiful canyon. Well, as you can see, it's pretty bright sun right on my face. Traveling west late afternoon. I got to looking at the weather app. It's too hot to spend the night in that rest area. Just to go to that state park. And that state park did look pretty nice. I would like to check that out sometime. But it's too hot. If it's above 80 or above, I can't sleep. Even with my fan going and with the washcloth, the wet washcloth to wipe me down, that evaporative cooling that happens is not quite enough. It evaporates too fast when it's 80 or above, and it's going to be above 80 until like 11 p.m. or something. And it's just not comfortable for me. So I'm going to keep going. I got another 2.5 hours to go to get to Klein's Corner. And the elevation is higher there. I'll be climbing the whole time. So it'll be below 80 by the time I get there, which will be about 10 p.m., 10:30 if I stop for gas, which I'm going to have to. So there you go. I won't be checking out the state park tomorrow. Tomorrow morning I'll be getting up early and heading up to Santa Fe, New Mexico. And that's 7,000 feet, so that'll be pretty nice. Even in the daytime, it'll barely hit 80. So 2.5 more hours.